This is Richard of Doomed Moviethon and Cinema Somnambulist, and welcome to Rutger Hauer, Endgame. It's about 10 after 7. Normally I'd already be at work, but I am here on a Friday with the day off to watch somewhere between 8 or 9 Rutger Hauer movies in a row. Now I'm familiar with his films. That was my cat. I'm familiar with his films such as Lady Hawk and Sin City and Buffy the Vampire Slayer and obviously Blade Runner, but I wanted to see the other side of Rutger Hauer. I wanted to see his starring roles. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch a movie and then I'll come back and report to you with a couple of minutes of review each time, and we'll record the whole process of this Moviethon on video for a change. I'm sure there'll be some surprises. I hope that this doesn't turn into a big, fantastic, utter failure. So I've walked the dog. Everything I do it for you. And I've gone to pick up breakfast at 7-Eleven. And I guess I'm ready to start the first movie. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back after the first movie to let you know how it went. Okay. It's about 9:10, 9:15 or something like that, and I just finished watching Bone Daddy, starring Rutger Hauer. What I discovered was, first of all, bone is not a verb. Woo! Anyway, in the movie, Rutger Hauer plays Bill Palmer, a county medical examiner, retired, who is now a writer of fiction. And I put fiction in quotes because he's writing all these books based on his former cases. And this isn't a problem until he writes about a serial killer named Bone Daddy, who removes people's bones while they're still alive and mails them to the police, taunting the police. The case was never solved, so of course it's a brilliant idea to write a book about it. The thing about this movie is that everyone hates Bill Palmer. Everyone hates Rutger Hauer's character. It's really funny. He pulled some shit in the past. He cheated on his wife, and he neglected his son, and he did all this crap. So everybody hates his guts. It's really funny. The problem with the movie is the screenplay thinks we're an idiot. Like, whoever wrote it thought that some really stupid ass people were going to be watching this movie. So nothing is left unexplained. Like, all this really obvious stuff is said out loud, and I really hate that in a movie, when characters either speak their thoughts out loud or give all this exposition so that, you know, us dumbasses at home can follow this really complicated story. Luckily, it abandons that after an hour or so. There's lots of melodrama, there's lots of just bad dialogue, and I liked it. Of course, by the end of the movie, the ending is actually pretty good. My favorite character in the movie is a police detective named Sharon, who is this badass detective who's put on the case. She's played by someone named Barbara Williams, and what makes this woman so great is that she's so pissed off from like the first moment she's on camera. She's really angry, and in one scene, my favorite scene, this guy, this scientist who is doing all this research on fibers they found on the bones, and he's being an asshole to her, and so she accuses him of being sexist, And I'm like, well, okay, but wasn't he just being an ass? Like, doesn't maybe he thinks you're a moron? Maybe it's not because you're a lady moron, but she has all this awesome backstory. She has just great moments. Like when they find out who the killer is, she walks into frame and literally goes, "Holy shit!" It's so perfect. Like, yeah. So Bone Daddy, a decent B movie with a pretty good ending. I actually really liked the ending, which I won't spoil for you here. I'm sure all you Rutger Hauer fans already have Bone Daddy. The movie was a little gruesome. There was some. They never showed the bones being removed. They always showed the after effects. So like, his agent, his book agent, is tied to a table, and his leg is all floppy because he took the bones out of his leg, and that was good. I guess that's all I have to say about it. Floppy leg! Alright, I'm going to go watch the next movie. I'll see you soon. Yeah, baby. Bone Daddy. Bone Daddy gonna teach you to bone. Yeah. Okay, we're back. I just got finished watching Blind Fury. When I was putting this movie on, I was worried about it being too good. I was worried, maybe I shouldn't, I should save the best for last or something. Man, I had nothing to worry about. Blind Fury is about a blind Vietnam vet named Nick Parker, played by Rutger Hauer. He's walking to Miami to visit his old Vietnam buddy who left him for dead. What his intentions are, I have no idea, but he's on his way there. Turns out that his buddy is a chemist who is mixed up with some Reno drug dealers. So the wife gets killed, he saves the kid. The wife's dying request is, take my son to his father. So he takes the kid and runs off to Reno to fight off gangsters and reunite the family. Yeah. First disappointment in this movie is that Meg Foster is in it. I love Meg Foster. Those eyes, those piercing, silvery gray eyes she has. Yeah, she's dead before the 20-minute mark. And it's just like, pretty much all hope I had for the movie kind of died with her. I was like, no. The kid is annoying. I don't know who plays the kid. Probably a child actor. I did like that Randall Tex Cobb is in the movie as one of the heavies. Randall Tex Cobb, you've seen him before and all kinds of good stuff. I actually saw him in a restaurant once, I think. I was in Palm Beach at a diner with my mom, and I swear he was a couple booths behind us. I kept looking at him and looking at him, and I didn't have the courage to go say, "Hey, are you that guy?" Because I didn't know his name. In fact, I didn't know his name until just now. But anyway, he's in it. He plays a heavy. That's cool. In fact, the action sequences are all pretty cool. There's no... I definitely have no complaints about the action, but everything else was just really cheesy. It's a comedy, apparently. I had no idea that Blind Fury was a comedy. The jokes are really bad. There was one moment where I laughed my ass off. There's a scene where Rutger Hauer's character exposes this what do you call that? Blackjack or something? I don't gamble much. He exposes them as frauds, and this lady holds up the roulette. That's it. She holds up the roulette wheel, and she's like, "Cheaters! cheaters! That was funny. But yeah, all the rest of the jokes were awful. It was really just like, it's sort of like The Blind Swordsman meets Crocodile Dundee. Yeah, I hope they didn't pitch it that way, because that's really bad. Uncle Nick, I need you. Uncle Nick, I hate you. Uncle Nick, I'm gonna miss you. Yeah. Other than some severed parts, there isn't anything really bloody in the movie. Somehow most of the sword fighting stuff is completely bloodless. I don't know how that happened. And it's all too kooky. Like, I was really disappointed. Oh, and the music. The music for this movie really sucked. Can you hear the birds screaming? I'd rather listen to that than the fucking score for this movie. It was this like funky, bluesy 80s. You know, it was oh man, the music really sucked. Yeah, that's all I have to say. The movie is cheesy as hell. The chemist is working on developing designer drugs for the gangster. Designer drugs. Designer drugs. Okay, that's it. Time for the next movie. Yay! And I just finished Wanted, Dead or Alive. In that film, Rutger Hauer plays Nick Randall, a bounty hunter. He was named Nick in Blind Fury, too. Interesting. Both action movies, both Nicks. Something going on there. In this particular movie, he is the descendant of Steve McQueen's character in the TV show Wanted, Dead or Alive. And it's pretty cheesy. There's lots of harmonicas involved. I don't know about you, but I hate harmonica. I think it's the most horrifying sound produced in the known universe. So yeah, not a big fan of the soundtrack, though it was much better than the Blind Fury soundtrack. Gene Simmons plays the evil terrorist in this movie. Instead of being a terrorist of music, Gene Simmons is a terrorist on film. Decent bad guy, did pretty good. This movie is very typical 80s action movie. Crass, lots of cursing, no pointless nudity. I was surprised. What else? Some vague racial stereotypes. They're kind of wince-inducing, you know the type. Rutger Hauer's hair. Rutger Hauer's hair in Wanted, Dead or Alive was the most odious mullet I think I've ever seen him in. It looked really bad. It looked like a helmet, you know, protecting his... I mean, not that I have nice hair right now or anything. I mean, I spend hours in the mirror getting ready, but man, this was a scary ass mullet, and his hair was this really unnatural, freakish color. You know, it's, ugh, I don't know. Anyway, on to the next movie. Oh, I did break a DVD player in the middle of Wanted, Dead or Alive. The DVD player just took a shit, so I had to go to a backup DVD player. And hopefully that'll be the last DVD player I go through today. I don't think I have time to go out to the store to buy another one, but I will if I have to. Alright, thanks a lot. I'll see you after the next movie.